Hey guys, so we're gonna wait for people to get in again because this is a live stream and I will be reading comments in this one. Um, Everybody else is asleep in the house, so this is gonna be the volume that I have, so turn it up if you can't hear. Um, so I'm gonna start this one by saying that I intentionally stole some footage from another YouTuber. Now, nobody caught me doing this, but I did do this, right? And I took it off this platform and I put it onto the TikTok platform. Now, it was a political expression of mine to take portions of this other YouTuber's video and put it on my TikTok. The specific YouTuber that I stole from was recommend that you guys because you're on the same platform as him right here. But what I stole wasn't actually his image; it was him. It was from his video. He had clips of Joe Biden in the 1988 primary. Uh, and these clips dealt with Joe Biden's plagiarism of other speeches from other uh, politicians in the Labour Party in the UK and just like recycling them here in the US and being caught for it by the media who have not brought it up in the last decade, but back in 1988, when he was running for president, this was a scandal that happened. And also, it was a bit of a scandal when he said that he got 3 degrees from a university when he was only awarded one. He said that he got top marks in that university when he was actually a mediocre student. And I took these clips that Kyle Kalinske had and I made them TikTok accessible, TikTok digestible. I cut them down into like 60-second things and I put them out there. But I wasn't able to give proper credit. I might have been able to, but I was more concerned with putting that message out there. Like, hey, look at this, and like saying this is Joe Biden from the 1988 presidential primaries. You know, um, Rob Jones says the speech was 32 years ago. This is when it happened. Um, Nick Bravo says that I'm not good at stealing. Uh, Pot kettle black, sir. Okay, but I'm jumping ahead of it and turning myself in right away. So, um, wow. Uh, so I wish that there was a better way for me to give credit on TikTok to YouTubers that I might do that to. Um, but you can't put a link that's clickable on TikTok that will take you off platform because it's so, uh, I guess, insular of a platform. And if I could, I would have given Kyle Kalinske, you know, secular talk, the credit for those clips, even though he got them from some other source. And the video was recent, and you can find it. He was talking about Joe Biden. Uh, Rob Jones says tonight was a huge win for Joe Biden. That's cool. Um, I was just, feeling like in order to uh, promote the other candidates who are not Joe Biden, who are more progressive, that seeing Joe Biden in this light is a good thing, you know. And in 32 years, yes, you can uh, redeem yourself, but in particular, the part where he did not have by inflating how many degrees he had and inflating his own grades that he said, it reminded me so much of Donald Trump. And you can see that clip. It was like uh, the last thing that I posted on my TikTok account, which is also at Agent of Doubt. But Popcorn Power wants to know why I don't accept his love batter. Um, no means no. You're making me feel used and dirty. Uh, Bruce Shepard says, what does he say? Bernie won't ever be president because his wife is a crook. Why? Because she's the only one that loves him. Uh, okay. So, if you guys are just joining, what I said at first doesn't really uh, matter that much to the rest of the point, but it does feed into it. Um, so, what I want to get to is uh, I had a talk with Nick Bravo, more of like a long rant response to something he said about how it is like winning a lottery ticket, or like getting a winning lottery ticket to be successful at your art or your talent to the point where that becomes your job and you can, remove yourself from financial worries for the rest of your life because you get to do what you like and it be something like being an author, being a painter, um, being a rap musician, being a YouTuber. If you think that you're going to be able to retire from any sort of other work by being a YouTuber, uh, you are playing odds that are similar to winning the lottery. And I think it's important for kids these days to realize that, especially when the number one profession that they would like to have uh, when they're polled nowadays is YouTuber for elementary school age children. And YouTuber is not very specific when you ask me, because, YouTuber of what? Do you want to be a beauty guru? Do you want to be Mark Rober and do science experiments? You know, um, what kind of YouTuber? Do you want to be a vlogger and just state your opinion? Do you want to be a gamer, and try to win $3 million playing Fortnite? Is that your goal? Maybe. Um, Bruce Shepard said, "That is so sissy gay. Everyone should work to be what they want to be. Next thing you know, some idiot wants to be a doctor, but can't pass a damn test." Okay. Um, I think that everybody should have education accessible to them, and I think that even being a doctor should be more accessible to more people. I mean, I think there's people that are intelligent enough to be doctors who are not because education is not accessible to them. And there are political candidates that are trying to make education more accessible to people. Keep that in mind. But even in the realm of doctors, there are specialties that, maybe some people aren't going to ascend to. Like maybe you don't have a steady enough hand to be a surgeon, you know. Uh, but as far as being a primary or being the kind of doctor that specializes in, uh, family health and that sort of thing, I think that's perfectly accessible to a lot of people at different intelligence quotient levels. But maybe being an emergency room doctor or trauma doctor uh, or cardiologist, maybe that takes a little bit more specialty. Maybe that should be, a little bit more restricted. Psychiatry also, I think, should be very restricted to just the intelligent ones. But, there's room for a lot of work to be done in the field of medicine. Uh, but what I want to tell people is like, I'm not telling you to stop doing what you're doing or even as hard as you're doing it. just have a plan B. Don't become a starving artist, right? Don't put all your eggs into that basket of I'm going to be this, you know, famous painter like Gerhard Richter, who's alive right now, and just smearing shit across a canvas, and it's selling for tens of thousands of dollars. Um, Gerhard Richter to me is a little bit more uh, annoying than say Jackson Pollock, who we most of you know for being the splatter art guy. But Gerhard Richter, he actually is an accomplished painter and photographer. And if you look at his back catalog, he left all of the art to do something else about the meaning of art and just smear paint and sell the white painting where the entire thing is like completely white, and oh my goodness. If you think that you're going to be that guy, if you're going to be Banksy or Ai Weiwei, with your being strange and artsy, um, I got to tell you, there are a lot of other people ahead of you in this line, and it's not working out for them, you know. And I think that this ties into stagnant wages. Okay, everybody feels like with these stagnant wages that they need to have their hobby turn into a side hustle, right? And they need their hobby to be their second and third job because without that, they're never going to advance out of the lower middle class. They're never going to be able to have a savings account that is enough to uh, build a retirement on. They're never going to have a cushion of a savings account. Most people in the U.S. have credit card debt and don't even have uh, a couple grand in their checking account. So I think what's going on here is people are feeling the pinch and the necessity to turn whatever is that they do for their hobby, for self care, into a monetary endeavor, right? And so um, I read an article recently where a lady had a business. She didn't have a business. She had a hobby of sewing, right? And she was adding pockets to dresses. And my friend Christine, she's a very big fan of dresses with pockets, pockets for women. It's like an empowerment thing. But in this article, somebody immediately said, "Hey, you could turn that into a side hustle." You know, uh, being a seamstress that adds pockets to dresses. And, at first, the lady was considering it. And then somebody else said, well, if it's just fun for you, that's enough. You know, if it's just something that brightens the days of the people around you and you like doing it in your spare time, that's enough because self-care can turn into not self-care if you take your hobby that brings you peace and you try to turn it into a business. So, um, the overarching thought that I have out of all of this is, you know, think twice before you start counting on your hobby to be, your second or third job. Um, you guys know that I have no qualms about talking about the amount of money that my YouTube channel makes. My Patreon went into the shitter after I took a break from YouTube for 2 months ish because I needed to do some self care and do some reflection and fix some shit in my life. So I'm not making any money off that. And I think last month I made about $30 in ad revenue from like my back catalog because nobody's watching my videos anymore. And imagine if I had uh, my primary career being YouTuber. And then I came across a whole bunch of shit in my life that derailed me for 2 months and I couldn't make videos. And then when I come back to it, I'm not as well received at all. I don't get the views. Uh, People dropped my Patreon because I stopped making videos and they felt like I wasn't worth it. And the algorithm isn't rewarding me with being promoted to even my own subscribers. So, uh, yeah, even if you win the lottery and become YouTube famous for a while and you're able to just do YouTube, you better stay on it every day because you're right in this wave. And if you fall off the wave, it's going to pass you by. And so I don't think anyone should be chasing trends in order to try to make a side hustle out of a trend. I don't think that people should be trusting things as volatile as YouTube as a career path. But if you enjoy it and it brings you happiness in your spare time, by all means continue to do it. And even if you can't do it well, better than me if you can. But uh, Rob Jones wants to know, is this the end of Iowa? Guess what, guys? I just heard from you guys that this was Biden's night, and this was the end of Iowa. Iowa polls. I haven't seen anything about Iowa, even though I'm very politically minded. I actually just ran 2 DUI therapy groups and then an individual group. So let's see the Iowa results 15 minutes ago from the New York Times. I'm looking it up right now. Um, let's see. This is still loading. Um, it says that the live results in Iowa, there's a delay because of a quality control effort. Initial results have been removed from this page while we wait for party officials to release the results. And that happened 7 minutes ago. I wonder who else has some results. Let's Google it again. Iowa polls. Results delayed after inconsistency, says the Washington Post.
Hey,
Yeah.
can you hit the truck lock for me? I don't know if I was.
Yes. I locked them both.
I love you.
That was Misty making sure that I locked the truck.
Huh?
I was talking to the live stream.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're okay. I was trying not to wake her up. You guys. No, Oprah's not going to win. Let's see. Uh, no, 538's not giving me the right answer. Let's see. Sounds like they're trying to take back things that they've said earlier. How about NBC News? Iowa caucus live updates. Oh, they want me to allow their ads. I'm an ad blocker, and I'm somebody who makes money off ad revenue on YouTube. I get it. Okay. Um, Nobody seems to have the results. What have you guys been seeing while I've been gone doing my actual job? Misty's not the secret firebug. She does her uh, lighting things on fire all over the house, and we know it's her. She loves candles. Um, yes, she was tired. She didn't make me sandwiches. I actually just had leftover Taco Bell from a coworker who left it for me. Um, Popcorn Power says, "What is the best drug treatment approach that is not currently in the U.S.?" Thank you for asking me a question that I might know something about. Actually, it's the Portugal plan of decriminalizing all drugs and taking all the money that would be used for criminal justice matters with drugs and putting it into treatment and public health measures. Popcorn Power says that I am a bigot for not eating bat soup. Um, Jesus. Oprah as president with Tom Hanks as her running mate will never happen. Uh, Nick Bravo says the DNC wants to grope Biden the way Biden gropes preteen girls. Um, yeah. And somebody says Biden will be coordinated by the deep state. Um, so I guess Pete Buttigieg claimed victory 22 minutes ago. Okay. Well, if they're not going to post results, I guess somebody's got to claim the victory, right? Um, wow. Hi, Jamie. Um, let's see. I guess these results are going to be later than I am up. If even Google isn't like putting out the numbers, they're like 0% reporting. What is up with that? So if they don't post the results by the next primary, then the person who was supposed to win instead of Biden won't have that that boost of momentum. But maybe it is because Biden's not winning that they are not reporting, because they're like, what? People are making a choice other than what we put in front of them. Yeah, this is interesting. Anyways, we have gone off topic from what I wanted to make this live stream about. Um, but I'm willing to entertain anything you guys put in the comments. Um, what I wanted to say was because I'm not interested in the monetization of the stuff that I put on my TikTok, and I felt like it was a good political statement. That's why I stole that stuff from the video that Secular Talk put out and just put it out on YouTube. Just those little parts that were clips that he was talking about. And also, I'm looking forward to maybe one day being able to do a live stream on TikTok just to say that I earned the right to do it. And one of the ways you can do it on TikTok, because it is the Wild West frontier and you can steal other people's content and get away with it for a little while, is to just throw other people's content out onto that platform. And I did. I found something that fit with me and the political statements that I wanted to make, and I just threw it out there. And wouldn't you know it, I gained another 40 subscribers on TikTok just for breaking up those three little 60-second videos of Joe Biden having a very bad time in 1988. And then I think I'm around 200 TikTok subscribers short of finally being able to live stream on TikTok. Now, do I care about ever becoming a TikTok star to the point where I can quit my day job? No. And I know that even TikTok has created some people, even this year, who have been able to get brand deals and, uh, they're like mega famous. I'm never going to be that, right? But I'm having fun. And the last thing that I can unlock on my way to fun is this very possible, very tangible goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers, which unlocks the ability to live stream. Am I going to stop live streaming on YouTube? No. I'm just going to do it once on TikTok, and it'll probably be a double stream. I'll probably be doing YouTube at the same time. And maybe I'll throw Facebook in there as well because I think you can live stream on Facebook as well. So, maybe I'll make a triple stream, you know, but I'll be having fun doing it. And the point will not be to make money. Um, it's just the ability to unlock these little abilities. I think being monetized on YouTube you know, is something that I unlocked, and I continue like they continue to raise the bar, and they're taking away people's monetizations. Yeah, after they open it up to everybody, then now there's like a little bit of a requirement, and I've kept even through my little uh, 2 month break, I kept up with the requirement. So thanks guys for watching, but I think unlocking the features is enough fun for me, to be able to enjoy my time and just interact with you guys. What the hell are you guys saying now? OF, we need to subscript to TikTok for AOD to have more fun. No, you actually follow me there. Sorry. Um, Paul says he doesn't make money off of YouTube, but he is actually a very good photographer. If you go, uh, Paul, leave the information for your photography in the chat for other people to see some of your pictures. They're pretty good. Um, Static Void says, I'm a Shane wannabe. There's worse things that you could aspire to be, but no, I don't want to be Shane. Um, he's clean shaven, for one. He doesn't have this cool stripe of gray hair that I get from all my clients and their problems. But yeah, I'm kind of turning into Two-Face, the DC uh, villain. I've got like the one side has one color and the one side has the other. Did you guys even notice it before I brought it up? Hopefully one of you would have told me. Maybe Popcorn Power was trying to tell me that I have some popcorn batter stains. I don't know. How's that for funny? That's a comedic callback, motherfucker. Um, Jamie Demeter says it costs too much money to be on TikTok. It's free. You okay? Nick Bravo is actually part of the way there to being able to stream on TikTok too. It's not a hard uh, bar to reach. It's only 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 followers, and you get to do the live stream and unlock that. Um, no more comments. I think I'm going to drop the stream. It's about 30 minutes in. Um, Jamie says Onision's going through a hard time, getting attacked by Chris Hansen and others. Do you think, Agent, that all of the accusations of ODCR are true? Is he good or bad? Um, I don't usually make judgments in terms of good or bad. I will say that a lot of uh, what I see in Onision's actions looks like something that couldn't have happened without YouTube. I put Onision in the same category of YouTube villainy as Brett Keane because without this social media platform, uh, things might have turned out differently. You know, this, all of this is a very big factor in what happened. Um, do I think Onision has a taste for the young meat? Yes. Yes, I think I've seen enough of people's proof of that. Do I think that he was harping on Eugenia Cooney too much? Yes, especially given his weight on this platform, and that was bad. Was he soliciting underage girls' body pictures on his forum? I feel like he was. I don't feel like the proof uh, necessarily points to like he was using that to recruit more young women, but um, it shows a proclivity, and I think part of that is uh, he has an absolute need for putting more control in his life, and the more control he has tried to take uh, in his life, the weirder his life has become, and it's been spread out on YouTube, and then he loses even more control of his life. Now to the point where Chris Hansen is knocking on his door, and the FBI is starting an investigation, and it all came down to he started liking younger women because he could control them, and he's lacking control in his life because he does YouTube for a living, and he's become the big scapegoat as far as you know what is wrong on this platform, and he's become people's favorite pinata punching bag. Make a video about Onision about anything, and I've done this. If you look at my channel, I've actually made a video where I put Onision in the title, where I told you guys I was just going to see how many extra views I got from that video, and guess what? There was a spike. So people know this, and so he gets punched on a lot. Whereas, it's not just uh, he did some bad things and people are reporting on it. It's a chicken or the egg thing. You know, people report on Onision, he becomes more of a recluse and he does more strange shit. And his uh, views about people, his views about women, his views about relationships are all so very skewed by this whole YouTube experience. So we're a part of this. You know, I don't remove myself or anyone in my chat right now from the horror that is Onision. We helped create this, all of us. So I think that point might have actually eclipsed everything else I was trying to say tonight, even the Iowa results, which still aren't in. Let me just refresh that page. Nope, Google is still holding on to its zipped lips. And it's 11:14 p.m. MST right now. And it says 0% reporting. Jamie Demeter says, indeed, we created Onision, Jeffrey Epstein, and Prince Andrew. Who is worse, the monster or the one who worships the monster? Uh, I'm actually with the Jeffrey Epstein thing. I can only take so much news about that, but I will tell you that I was swayed by uh, a bunch of articles which showed a history of CIA agents using the things that Epstein was procuring as blackmail against politicians. And I think by the way that he got off light on those charges the first time, and what the prosecutor was told that he was a CIA informant, that that makes us more the monster if we are supporting a government that actually has to do those sorts of things. You know, like what kind of fucking world do we have? Ivan Vainveen says, I am still disappointed by your dislike to like ratio, Sizeville. Maybe somebody's watching and down thumbing. That's fine. It's all engagement. And yeah, John Telnut says they're saying a snafu in Iowa. Because Biden didn't win, they're just not going to report it, I guess. Okay. Um, I guess I had a worse ratio than I have in this second. Maybe somebody hit the wrong button. Yes, Ivan, you are an influencer. Um, but yeah, thumb as you will. Um, I'm not begging anyone for any thumb results because what do they really say? You know, you have to be bigger than other people's opinions about things. And people don't have a lot of choice between, like, when it's just up or down thumb, there it's not really saying why, you know. If the why was I'm not entertaining them, that'd be one thing, but maybe they don't like the subject that I'm talking about. Maybe they don't like that I'm entertaining even talking to you guys at all. Um, some guy named Kafka, uh, on my last video, he said that my audience seems to be 50-50 split in the middle of the cultural divide that is here on YouTube. And I will say that I think that part of that is because of my longevity here on YouTube. I predate SJWs versus shitlords. You know, I entered this thing uh, primarily into the great debate community, which is, you know, what I called a certain group of people, and it took on its own meaning later. But I was here for freedom of speech and what it's like to be a non-religious person in a religious country. You know, that was what my YouTube channel was about. And I got caught up in a community where I met a whole bunch of big names, and I met a whole bunch of little names trying to be big names in that community. I supported the community for years, and I still do sometimes, but I've grown beyond it. Uh, I have my own path that I'm following, and it is not to try to be a famous YouTuber for not believing in God. That's uh, you know, for all the different things that you could be famous for that. Uh, I'd rather be famous for being able to speak to two different cultures here on YouTube at the same time. Have you guys meet in the middle here in my comment section and providing a round table for people to be able to talk to each other and not demonize each other and have everybody leave the discussion still alive with no knives in their back, you know? Um, will you tell your girlfriend that you will suck out her brain because we all saw the TV series Area 51, or will it be a surprise? I don't, I didn't even know that there was a TV series called Area 51. I thought, is that an X Files show, or is that War of the Worlds, the '90s or the early '90s show where they were like, I don't know. Nick Bravo says the majority of YouTube atheists were found to be nihilists and Marxists. Um, to me, the majority of YouTube atheists stuck to the topic, to the exclusion of everything else. Because if you're here on YouTube to make a following, it's best to stay on topic. And if you're talking about a variety of things, the people that subscribe to you for that topic that they did are going to say, he's not talking about the same thing that I subscribe to him for. So maybe I don't want to watch this anymore. Whereas I decided I'm going to have my platform to talk about anything I fucking want to, and look where it got me. I can barely make 100 views per fucking video. Uh, Nick says Area 51 is like X Files. Maybe I'll watch it. Um, if you guys haven't noticed, I haven't had a lot of time to watch a lot of quality TV. I think Misty and I are uh, somewhere towards the end of season 2 of Mr. Robot. And then she put that aside for a second, and we have been watching Penny Dreadful. And we're in like season 2 of that. Umbert Lampagos says, that's why I subscribed. You just talk about what you want. Actually, I do talk about what you guys are talking about in the chat too. I'm distractible to an extent. Um, I was surprised that Billy Piper was in Penny Dreadful, and I was like, what? Because I watched a lot of Doctor Who in my day, and I was like, what? She's in another show. Um, yeah, YouTube does have a lot of secret tricks that people abused to get to their popularity. And some of those I've tried to do my best to expose in my career here on YouTube. Um, you're right that Logan Paul and Casey Neistat did not get their popularity fairly. It but life is not fair. I will just put that out there right now. Life is not fair. The world is not fair. The universe is not fair. And guess whose job it is to adjust? That little finger pose right there, that should have been the thumbnail for this, but instead I'm like, ugh. Um, yeah, you guys really like Penny Dreadful. Um, wish I would have watched it earlier. Back in 2015, a coworker of mine, Jim, told me that I should be watching it, and I didn't because I didn't have the time. But it's become part of our uh, watch schedule right now. So right now we're on Penny Dreadful and Mr. Robot, whichever one Misty feels like that day, and we're still a couple of seasons behind in The Walking Dead because it causes anxiety, and Misty can't handle that right now. And I'm like, I still feel this like this burning sensation of like we haven't finished the show, we're not up to date with the seasons, you know, and you know, but because it's something that we watch together, I can't watch it on my own because it's our show, you know. I don't want to be like cheating on her and watching it without her. So, uh, yes, Blaster Master, I've heard good things about American Gods. I really liked their initial ad campaign for American Gods. I think I would like that show. Jamie Demeter says, was Happy Cabby cursed with his death of cirrhosis of the liver? He didn't drink, so why did he get it? He should have died of a heart attack. All right. As I drink my sugary soda, let me explain. By the way, guys, I'm around 280 pounds. I'm a big dude for about 6'1". And the underlying addiction with alcohol is sugar. In the liver, alcohol breaks down to sugar. But eating too much sugar will make your liver fatty just like alcohol. And what Happy Cabby did by buying pies every night and eating to the point that he did was causing liver damage. Look at what Nick Bravo just said in the chat as I was talking. It was Walmart pie. Walmart pie killed him. Nick Bravo lived with him. 2 pies a night, sometimes 3. That's what killed him. Also, somebody that was a little bit closer to my heart was Inventor Gorilla. And what killed him was getting a little overweight, about as overweight as I am, and then getting bad news that he had high cholesterol, but then overdoing the exercise. And what I feel killed my friend Christian was the exercise routine known as P90X, because he was overdoing it. And you should consult a doctor before you go through an exercise regimen when you have health problems.
I was gonna go away.
Heartburn?
I was gonna sleep.
Oh, is it my noise?
No.
Okay.
I was for some reason my brain was shut off. Are you still doing?
Yeah, I'm still streaming.
Alright.
They heard our whole conversation. Maybe you can't sleep because the Iowa results aren't in.
The what?
The Iowa presidential primary was
Oh.
tonight.
What did he do?
Yes, whoopity do, but the thing is, they're not posting the results yet, and people think that Biden, uh, because he was losing it, they're not posting the results. That might be some party trickery. And people are ready and willing to believe this kind of conspiracy theory because of the history of the party. All right. Jamie retracted a message before I could see it. Jamie, that's very mean. Blaster Master said, yeah, if you have a bad heart, P90X is probably not a good thing for you. And you know what? I just try to tell people as much as I can because it's a really unique way to go to overdo it in exercise because you feel like you're being healthier, right? Seriously, so a lot of you weren't Facebook friends with Christian, I was, right? I was real life friends with him, but on his Facebook, he was doing meal prep, right? He was taking pictures of uh, his chicken breast, avocado slices, a little bit of rice. He was like making these take to work uh, Tupperware boxes, meal prep, right? And he was trying to be healthy throughout the week, eat healthy food because he was trying to get healthier. And then he was doing all that exercise to get healthier, and it killed him. Um, Popcorn Power says, "What drugs do you think will be successful with the Portugal approach?" Um, Others in order. I don't know if you ordered that right, but successful like what? What should you invest in? Probably pot. What do you think will be less prevalent? All of them. If success uh, of the drug is how much people use it, if we had the Portugal approach, there would be more money put into resources to get people to stop being addicted and start being more engaged with their community. So all of them would suffer in popularity. Look at their numbers. Just look it up. Google. Ivan says Agent of Doubt and his partner are intensely in love and extremely bonded. I can tell. I'm now leaving. Be well.
Aw, that's sweet.
You got an "oh, that's sweet" out of her. Blaster Master thinks that it's sad that the decriminalization of drugs would uh, lead to less use of them. Thank you. I know that Misty wants snuggling and cuddling. You guys are kind of like when somebody's having a honeymoon and somebody goes up and like writes stuff on their car. And I guess that's karma getting me back because of what.
Actually, I don't, because that only lasts for a few minutes and be like, get off me, I'm too hot.
Yeah, she has a heat problem. But yeah, what I did to Brian J 1962's car during their wedding with the shoe polish. Yeah, it's just family tradition that I decided to bring to him. But yeah, you guys in your chat, that's karma. Oh, um, there's now a conspiracy theory that you are the firebug of the West.
What? Firebug?
Yeah, that you are a pyromaniac. It's one of their conspiracy theories. Smoochy Smoochy. How to Kurt said, did Christian have a bad heart before he started exercise and diet?
Yes.
Yes. I had heart problem, and he was basically having anxiety attacks that could have been heart attacks, and he had high cholesterol. And then he went on a health kick, and it was the health kick that put even more stress on his heart.
I don't know if I would agree with that.
What do you think?
Maybe it was just the fact that it was too little too late.
Yeah, but when it's too little too late, it can also be harmful on top of it.
Not necessarily. If he had continued how he was, then mean he would have lived.
Jamie Demeter wants to know, was Christian a Christian?
Yeah.
In my opinion, he never stopped being at least a deist, if you're going to categorize people. But he would have he would have always said that he was a cultural Christian. He would have always said that he believed in a God. His specific Christian beliefs changed when he stopped going to the Grace Christian Church in his neighborhood. And he started to not like the way that other Christians were being Christians. But I do not think that he ever declared himself in life to be anything but a Christian who was named Christian. Uh, Blaster Master says, I spread conspiracies about my coworkers. For instance, Sean was born in a bomb shelter. Funny thing is, people believe it. Huh.
Who did he say was born in a bomb shelter?
Sean,
Who's Sean?
the guy who was born in a bomb shelter.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay. Nick Bravo says Tim Rice showed his Christianity by bearing false witness, stealing a house, etc. Yeah, and I really love the karma video that is still out there to this day. That was uh, on World Star Hip Hop of him getting his ass kicked royally. It was like instant karma, like video of the decade. Blaster Master says that his coworker is named Sean, the one that was born in the bomb shelter.
Oh.
Okay. Umpert Lapagos says, why does it feel a little surreal to see a YouTuber live for the first time? I don't know what you mean by that. Like, to see me live streaming while you're writing things and then me reading it. Have you not seen any of the other live streams that are here on YouTube? Or is it just like, why does it seem surreal to see me for the first time live? Because I've done this thing live a bunch of times. Oh, yeah, you guys can hear my dog licking itself. Misty just stopped that. See. Jamie says the punch that black guy gave to Tim was epic. You could hear it across the street. It was so epic. The limp away when he finally came to was so epic. It's you know, of all the Nick Bravo moments, I thought that I Am Winning would be the thing that would be, just something that would echo into history. But no, it was the instant karma video that just to me like blew my mind when Tim Moraes got his butt kicked. Um, so Umbert, if you were to show up at any of the events that I was at, just come say hi. Um, I think Misty and I have a a travel plan of traveling the whole world. So give me some information, and maybe you can come have brunch with us.
One abandoned building at a time.
Yes, there's a lot of Denny's and Waffle Houses in between all of these abandoned buildings. So what? So 3,000 videos in, Umbert, and now you're finally realizing that I'm a real person. There's a lot of video evidence that I could be a real person, you know.
Well, I had my questions too.
Oh, ah, zing. Um, so when we do go on our trips, well, like in the past, I've gone on trips where I said I'll be in this region between these days, and if you live in this huge region, maybe send me some information, you know, because sometimes these trips become, well, sidetracked. Has anyone ever said you look like Russell Crowe? That's not a bad thing, by the way. Um,
I don't think I've heard that one.
no, no, no. I've heard people say that I sound like Seth Rogen. That's come up a lot. I don't know why, because I don't hear it, but whatever. Um, when I was clean shaven, I could do a face that kind of looked like Gary Shandling. It was like, but I had no beard. But yeah, there was that guy on Third Rock from the Sun that used to say, "Oh yeah." She doesn't get that one either. All right. Blueberry syrup for the apocalypse.
Blackberry.
Blackberry is what's going to have to be on the menu. Jamie Demeter says I look like Jonathan Frakes. Um,
Who?
has Captain Will Riker uh, gained a lot of weight lately?
I have no clue.
If he's on the Picard show and he's gained a lot of weight, that'll be like great for my cosplay. I will so trim this beard. I will trim this beard and dye it all one color just to do Star Trek: The Next Generation cosplay uh, if Jonathan Frakes has gained weight. He's got to meet me. He's got to meet me halfway.
I can call you number 2. My life is complete. Oh god.
Oh, Popcorn Power wants to know, when do we get the plot twist where you turn out to be a serial killer? Why do you hate Trix the Rabbit?
Wait, what?
That's what he said.
Who? You or me?
You.
Trix the Rabbit.
Yeah.
Why do I didn't know I hated
But
Trix the Rabbit.
but he did say cereal spelled like
Oh!
breakfast cereal. Would you like to let them all know what you were just eating?
Not Trix.
It wasn't Trix. But you're on to something, Popcorn Power. You're on to something. Is Brett Keane as horrible human being as we all think, or even worse? I again think, just like with Onision, we are to blame for what has happened, uh, at least partially. But I will tell you that I don't know this person personally, like some of the other YouTubers that we have talked about in this. I have talked to him on his phone, which he put his phone number out there for people to call, and then that's turned into videos on his channel. But I still don't think, like, I really, really like Christian. I went to Shoreline Village with, and I ate in like diners with him, you know, and I stayed at his house and I ate breakfast with his grandmother. You know, I learned a lot about Inventor Gorilla. I've never seen Brett Keane in person. Uh-oh. Popcorn Power says, hands off my Lucky Charms.
What?
Popcorn Power is on a roll. Do you go on Reddit? They make him seem very strong there. Well, the people that inhabit Reddit, they have long memories. You know, those of us who have shrunk down to just a couple hundred views per video, I don't think are very strong here. But you know, those people who are on Reddit like to enshrine bloggers who get less than that in people reading their blog, and then consider them to be really, really strong people. When in fact, if numbers were presented, the numbers wouldn't lie. Happy Cabby's phone is still activated for some reason. Yes. Um,
Wait, did he pass away?
yes.
I can't remember.
And he has like a virtual phone connected VoIP. So like he's got this number that's never going to die because his old videos keep making ad revenue enough to pay for the phone bill. And his phone bill is being withdrawn from an account like automatically that's still there.
That's
It's
creepy.
weird shit. He's going to live on forever if people keep on saying his name in my live stream so that people have to go look up who Happy Cabby is. And then they watch all his old videos and see all of his balloon tricks.
Wasn't there a conspiracy that he was really not dead?
Yeah, some of them want more proof. Um, where did Oh, oh, Umbert says he meant Bernie, not Brett. Okay, so Reddit thinks Bernie is strong. Okay, that makes sense. Misty can get with that. You want Bernie to win, right?
To win.
To win.
Yeah.
It's the Iowa primary. It's like the first Democratic Party national primary.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you meant presidency.
yeah, and you want him to win the presidency.
I don't know about the primary because we know what happened last time.
Oh yeah, you want him to win the presidency,
Yeah.
no matter the outcomes of the. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Happy Cabby still haunts us from beyond the grave. I think Mr. Bravo might still have nightmares of him coming for his toes. Ew.
Sweet mother of God.
I'm sorry to say that before you go to sleep.
Ugh.
Why are more of you watching towards the end of my stream? I don't feel like stopping it now, but it's almost midnight and I gotta go. Uh, everybody here needs to sleep before work tomorrow. So remember, normalize therapy. You know, it's a thing that people do, and it's not something that should have a stigma. I'm trying to get this message out there for a friend. So
I'd rather have a bumper sticker that said, "I'm crazy," or "You're crazy, but I'm crazy too, and that's okay."
okay, everybody's crazy. Some people just get caught. All right. Good night, everybody.